Well, chapter 13 is known as the Little Apocalypse because it uses a style of writing quite common during this time period. Apocalyptic literature was understood because it was read widely at this time, and it relies heavily on symbolism to talk to usually a persecuted people about the need to persevere, because as bad as times are now, they're going to get worse. But ultimately there's hope, because the good will win in the end. But you need to persevere now. Well, let's see what my family has to say about this chapter.
Okay, I'll say it. I don't like this chapter.
Why? Why don't you like this chapter?
Oh, it's kind of scary and kind of depressing.
Why is it scary? What do you find scary about this chapter?
Well, when it says, "Do not be alarmed,"
That scares you?
That
Such
that
things
makes you
must-
alarmed?
let's see. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. Such things must happen.
That's kind of like now, though, if you think
Yeah,
about it,
well,
because like
it's just
wars
very
have happened in the world.
well, and it's very unsettling. I mean, come
So
on.
he's kind of like saying that like bad things are gonna happen, but just make sure you believe in me and you'll be fine.
There'll be earthquakes and famines
Mm-hmm.
and the beginning of birth pains. Well, that's for sure.
Just like that.
What did you find depressing about it?
Talked about brothers betraying brothers and fathers betraying their own child.
Yeah, children rebelling against their parents and having to put them to death. I don't want to put my kids to death.
I think it meant the kids putting the parents to death.
Children will rebel against their parents, and have them put to death. That is sad. Well, how can that not be depressing?
No, it is.
It is depressing.
And it says all men will hate you because
You are my followers.
you are my followers.
But the one who endures to the end will be saved. That's the reassuring part.
yeah.
Sort of.
The sun will be darkened, the moon will not give light, the stars will fall from the sky.
So it's talking about the end of the earth.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
So it's just a very depressing
Are you gonna
and
put that?
not a very
No.
pleasant chapter.
Oh, here's another one that's kind of scary and depressing. Verse 20. In fact, unless the Lord shortens that time of calamity, not a single person will survive. But for the sake of his chosen ones, he has shortened those days.
I mean, you just don't expect this in the middle of Mark when he's doing all these
It's kind of the
healings
end.
and all these feedings of all these miracles that he does, and then all of a sudden, kabam, depression,
Kablamo.
misery, and woe.
Whoa.
It's just,
Oh, also at the beginning when you were talking about the birth pains, the earthquakes, the wars, all of that, verse 9 ends with, but this will be your opportunity to tell them about me.
What did you say? Zoom in on Mom for that. Could you repeat that, please? What did you say?
I said, but we're all going to be dead. How can we tell them about you if we're all dead?
Could you say
I
it?
tell you the truth,
Yeah.
this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened.
So that's also very depressing. So it's saying that we have to go through all these things to survive.
Jesus warns of the horrors to come, but emphasizes the need to put faith in God, for it is planned.
Ooh, that's good.
I basically said that.
That's yeah.
That's
So
good.
it's what we've already been talking about.
You summarized it very well.
I hope you liked this chapter better than my family liked this chapter. Also, please be careful when you read apocalyptic literature. Don't read it trying to figure out the future, because that is not its purpose. Jesus even says so right in this chapter when he says only the Father knows when the end will come. Our job is to keep awake, to persevere. That's what apocalyptic writing is trying to encourage us to do. and we can do so because of the hope that Jesus brings. I will see you tomorrow for Mark chapter 14.